So what impact could this new proposal have on climate change? Let's bring in Tyson Slocum into our discussion. He's the Director of Public Citizens Energy Program. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
This proposal isn't a surprise. It's something that's been discussed by the Obama administration for a while now. They did a lot of outreach and a lot of promotion in recent weeks. In your opinion, how much can it actually accomplish?
Well, a lot. I mean, it's a pretty modest target. 30% reduction over 2005 levels by the year 2030. We have to keep in mind that since 2005, our emissions have actually gone down already 15% as a condition of the financial crisis of 2009, fuel switching from coal to natural gas-fired power plants, and a lot of deployment of renewables and efficiency. So we're already halfway to the finish line before the rule is even implemented. I think when you put this rule in combination with the already implemented greenhouse gas emission standards for automobiles, I think you now have the beginnings of a solid, comprehensive plan that President Obama can take to Europe, to China, to India, and say, okay, now the United States has a plan. Now let's move towards a binding global agreement to limit greenhouse gas emissions. Because at the end of the day, greenhouse gas emissions is a global issue that requires a global solution.
So would this proposal put the United States at the forefront of combating climate change? Would this be something for other countries to follow?
Absolutely. Europe has been toying around with an emissions trading system that really has not delivered very effective results. Now, this is a proposed plan. It's going to be several years before we've got final rules that are going to be implemented by the states. So the jury's out as to whether or not this is going to be successful. But right now, the flexible approach that the Environmental Protection Agency is taking by allowing states to craft their own approaches to dealing with greenhouse gas emissions. States can choose from 100 different approaches. They also can partner up with other states. That kind of flexible approach, I think, can maximize the potential for success.
What are some of the other countries around the world watching this closely? Any other countries that are trying to take an aggressive stance on climate change as well?
Oh, yeah. I mean, all over the world. I mean, Europe has taken a number of collective and individual approaches. In Asia, in Latin America, every part of the world has been working on some form of addressing climate change. But what is needed is better coordination and binding targets that all countries can be held accountable to. And these proposed rules are a first step from the United States end of starting that process towards a global treaty.
All right, Tyson Slocum, we appreciate your time and your insight. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.